Hello, friends, and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick, and today we're going to be checking out something called Diaries of a Spaceport Janitor by developer James Sasha. This is a surreal exploration game with a little bit of a psychedelic twist to it. We're going to be playing the role of a spaceport janitor set to collect all of the garbage that we find along the way, as well as meeting an eclectic cast of NPCs and doing some exploration. We'll also be able to pick up and choose whether or not we want to either eat, store, or incinerate most of the items that we find along the way, just as any proper janitor probably would do. So there might be some very strange things that happen due to that whole situation. Also, I should mention this is the 2.4 version Eyes of Beb edition. It's probably going to be classified somewhere in the pre-alpha to alpha range, so it's definitely a bit early on as far as releases go. There might be some bugs, and in fact, quite likely there will be some bugs. I actually have had to restart this video a couple of times just due to, well, my own ignorance and doing silly things that have caused the, well, basically my gameplay to terminate in an unsatisfactory way very early on. So I should also warn you, too, there's going to be some color sensitivity warning. If you have any issues with photosensitivity, epilepsy, or anything like that, there will be some flashing lights. Not quite as bad as a lot of the things I've covered in the past, but just to be aware that it is a thing. Also, graphic language warning. If you have any issues with F-bombs being dropped, there will be some of that as well. So it's definitely maybe a little bit on the edgy side. So with that in mind, why don't we jump into things and do a little bit of exploration in this big old spaceport. Alright, so here we are. We seem to play some sort of a bluish-looking elf lady with a little hard hat and a backpack. And we've got this little fellow Skull that's going to follow us around. And, well, I don't know what his role is exactly in this whole thing. I've only played a couple minutes of this so far before I've gotten myself into trouble. So one thing I know, don't go in that door just yet. There's a fixed camera in there that seems to be very difficult to escape from if you do find your way in. Also, probably don't walk into this water yet until you know where you're going. I think there's like, what is that, a water wheel turning down there? Very interesting. I'm not sure what that's doing exactly, but maybe there's a way out if you step on that and follow it along. So it looks like we've got a lot of ground to cover, so I'm going to head down here where there's actually a little bit of a video window thing trying to show us what's going on. Hardcore mode, apparently. What is this all about? You awoke with a hell of a migraine, and all the shop kiosks are down. Scavenge like you mean it. Keep the spaceport clean. Eye of Beb edition. Sorry for the ship performance. Hit us up with feedback. All right, fair enough. And then we've got this character over here. Seems to be some sort of a an adorable cat lady. Something. Let's interact. I did it. Welcome to Diaries of a Spaceport Janitor. You don't really look so great. What? As the janitor, your job is to clean up the trash in the spaceport. Use your Incinitron to burn the trash. Your Incinitron's battery will run out at the end of the day. You can recharge it by sleeping in your apartment up that ramp where you started. You can't sleep on an empty stomach. You will automatically collect your pay in the morning. Got it. So if we are not so satisfied with being said that we're not fantastic looking, if you find something to eat or help the pain, keep it in your backpack. Wince. Just walk around and clean up the trash and come back here at night to sleep. Yup, bye. Alright, fair enough. So these are the items that we're going to be looking for on the ground. And that is an uncanny glowing eye. That's Are You Superstitious? We can drop it, keep it, eat it, or incinerate it. I'm going to eat it, because that's obviously the most reasonable thing to do when we find an eye. I'm actually going to eat all of these if that's what they all are. And we'll find ourselves in a whole different world all of a sudden. Things are starting to bend and be very strange. Well, not like they weren't strange to begin with, but things are much stranger now. Why don't we talk to... Is this a character here? Can I talk? I feel very strange. I'm glad that it keeps me kind of in tow with what is going on in my mind state, because as a character, I think that's a lot of the time very difficult to get an idea of. Don't you think there's something kind of strange about the water wheel? I was just saying that, man. I hadn't noticed. I actually had. Yeah, there's just something very strange about it. I can't really say exactly. But I'm definitely digging the Sonic the Hedgehog visuals, as well as the lo-fi presentation. I might have eaten maybe a few too many of those strange eyeballs, but I do like this effect as well. It's definitely a bit maybe uneasy for people, I imagine, to look at. Have we entered some sort of a maze or labyrinth over here? I kind of like the first-person perspective in general for this as well. Well, it's a little easier to manipulate the camera, I find, in my personal situation from a first-person perspective than a third-person one. Maybe we'll keep this one for later. I definitely don't want to burn them, because you never know what that could be used for. Housing flyer, all of the listings are for off-planet property. Oh, I guess we'll incinerate that then, since it doesn't sound that useful. And what's this? Oh, another eyeball. Let's keep that, too. We can press I for our inventory, by the way, and it looks like we just got a backpack full of eyeballs. I'm not sure why there's so many eyeballs laying around everywhere. It seems like whoever the inhabitants of this planet are, they just seem to be just dropping eyeballs like seedlings off of a tree or something. So there's like a giant massive Buster Sword embedded in the ground right here, it looks like. Getting some Dark Souls vibes from that. If you remember at the beginning of Dark Souls 2, there's a giant sword in the freaking wall for some reason. Let's keep that as well. Let's see what the limits of our inventory are as we walk around here. And who are you? I hear it's good luck to rub the giant sword. Good to know. Alright, how would I go about doing so? I mean, I want all the luck that I can get. Oh, we can just walk right up the thing. I didn't realize. There was a warning, by the way, underneath the game window. It says to be careful not to clip through buildings, so I should probably keep that in mind as I get around objects like that that are a little bit obtuse in their geometry. I probably don't want to get myself clipped out of bounds or anything like that. Is there an indication as to how my battery is doing of my Incineratron? Is that the little green light on the bottom of my backpack there? Can't tell if that's moving or not. Anyway, let's keep picking up more eyeballs, I guess, and we'll just incinerate that one. Seems like we've got quite a few. Got another... Oh, paperwork. It's in a language I don't recognize. Incinerate that as well. Paper fringe. Yeah, those are the worst. Incinerate it. And a hair clump. Oh, I can't do anything with this. Whose hair is this? It doesn't matter. Can't eat it either? Wow, what a shame. I'm seeing some really interesting kind of material here in terms of the approach of this. I'm kind of picturing... Oh, I can't incinerate it? Oh, I guess I'm out of juice, so I guess I'll just drop it. That's why I can't do anything. I'm kind of picturing something like Mall Quest, where you can make some strange pop culture references through the strange items that you happen to find on the ground. Not to mention, well, the further you go out, you know, there's more ground to cover, there's more exploration to do, and in general, it's just like a really good way to present, you know, a task, to have to do a little bit at a time. Imp's treasure. Oh, I want to keep... Why can't I keep things, though? Probably because my inventory is full, right? Is that all I get? Let's, eat that, and now see if I can pick this up. Oh, I can keep it now. Whoa! Oh, okay, the camera angle was very aggressive there. Wait, what's happening over here? Oh, this is the cat lady, isn't it, that I started by talking to? Or is this... I've got some trash you could eat right here. Oh, okay. Good. Glad to have it. I mean, we're cleaning up this spaceport in any way that we can, including using our own body. Oh, what is this? Food sold here. Alright, that's good to know that that exists. I'm kind of lost, though, but I really like this vibe that's happening from the neon runes and glyphs and things that are all around. If you get really lost, it says you can look for the billboard and then kind of like retrace your steps from there. I want to know what the skull is doing, though. It's very mysterious. I want to find out if it's here to help me or if it cares at all about what I'm doing, or maybe it's just watching me creepily just because it wants to be that way. I mean, skulls are really unpredictable like that. You can never really tell what they're in for. And also, in case you're wondering, you can't really jump very high, so I'm not going to be able to traverse much in the way of ledges. I imagine it would be kind of neat if... And this could be just completely tangential, but like if there are ways that maybe by eating certain garbage that you can find your way to getting some Metroidvania-style upgrades, like getting better jump height or like a stronger stomach or something like that, just to make it so it's a little easier to traverse from one area to the next, from one day to the next, thereby kind of making your journey a little bit more seamless as you go. So it's a little bit of like incremental progress, sort of Rogue Legacy style. I really want to go into this bizarre building that I seem to be in. Maybe this is like the spaceport proper, but it just kind of reminds me of a weird sci-fi pyramid. Can I get a glimpse maybe of where that water wheel happened to be? Because that's kind of a good way for me to retrace my way back home. So I've kind of wandered off in such a strange direction, I don't even know anymore. Also, there's swords all over the place, so I thought that was going to be an anomaly. As it turns out, not so much. So I really can't use that as a guiding marker anyway. What if I just jump down, like, over here? I mean, I can't be that far away from home no matter where I am, it's just I don't really know the proper course. Oh, the skull found its way back to me, that's good. What if I just stay up through the night? Will it just kind of let me keep going, or I'm just going to still have a dead battery when the sun comes back up, which obviously that won't do me a lot of good, considering I can't really resume my duties as a space janitor. And I do feel hungry, which is also a bit of a factor. Wait a minute. Friend of mine told me there's a secret at the end of the river. I just played another game featuring this character. I didn't put a video up of it because it had a whole bunch of content ID matchy kind of music in it, but I guess there's probably the same developers there, huh? Hey baby, are you an agrimorph? That's none of your business. Jeez, I was just asking. Fuck off. Okay, fair enough. I don't even know what that means exactly, but yep. You shouldn't have to put yourself in a way to feel uncomfortable. Where is home? I am so lost. I had no idea this place would be so labyrinthian. I figured we would kind of go down the hill, and then maybe we would get, like, in a position where I could see a bunch of landmarks, but really everything just keeps going through these little corridors, and, well, it looks like maybe the sun's coming up now off in the distance, so that's going to be a bit of a problem if I never got proper sleep. Then what if I go to sleep? Is it going to be night again when I wake up? That's not good. Oh, that's really pretty! I don't know if I can even go down there, but I really like how those lights are all kind of glowing off in the distance. Something very odd and magical about this aesthetic. I mean, it's really lo-fi, but at the same time, it's very characteristic and unique, too. I mean, the checkerboard patterns go a long way, too. I mean, considering there's not a lot in the way of textures... Oh, what is this? There's more skulls. Oh, goodness gracious. I found the Mirror Realm. I did not expect this. So it looks like I've found a mirror in all 4 directions, which explains why there's so much going on here. Oh, that's a really clever trick. And it looks like you just walk right through it all. Wait, was my lady just, like, laying on the ground for a second? What's up here? Oh, no, I guess it just kind of clipped, so it just saw her feet. Very creepy. Imagine you walked into that, IRL. I wouldn't know what to do about it. I can't tell if the sun's coming up. I thought it was for a while, but now I'm not so sure anymore. And is there even a way back out of here? I mean, that's one of the tricky things that I've found so far when I first started up. I immediately walked into the water by accident, and then I couldn't find a way out for a little bit, so... I mean, not that this is necessarily supposed to be a first impression for... you know, the game at large, considering it's still super early on. But if I did end up in that situation where maybe it was my very first time playing, and then the first thing I did was wander into the water, well, I might find that a little bit frustrating, and maybe not want to give it another try, because maybe, well, I don't know what I'd be doing, then immediately be lost. Alright, I'm not sure if I was meant to get up that way, but so be it, I have. I should probably be eating a lot more eyeballs, I think, for sustenance as well as psychotropic results. I think it's kind of what we're after here, but... for the moment, I guess I just kind of want to find out where I even am. We're going to need more markers to find our way home. Maybe a little compass or something to give me a direction. Wait, are you the one? Oh, you tell me to rub the giant sword. That means I know where I am. So all we need to do now is go across... ooh, I hope it's this bridge. Is it this bridge? And then go straight for a little bit, and we should be nearly to where my apartment is, I think. Also, what is this building here? Ah, there's so much I want to explore. I don't think I had to go up any of these ramps, so I think I've just gotten myself lost again. Wait a minute, I remember that. Only it didn't glow before. Is this my stunning beacon of light to bring me back home? Is it a sculpture? Is that a character? Is it a giant Christmas tree? I don't know. Alright, I think we've just about found our way back. And this would be it. So I just need to go up this ramp and go into my apartment and see what happens after that. I just want to get one more look out to see if... no, I guess the sun isn't quite coming up yet. The clouds are moving, though, so there are little subtle details like that, as well as there's a little bit of like a scroll effect going over there on that texture. Things do feel surprisingly alive, even though they're bizarre at the same time. So there we go, we're in our apartment, and I don't know how to sleep. I was hoping that would just kind of happen automatically, but I went in here once before, and it seemed like nothing happened, and then I just had to quit. So, I don't know, I guess that's a good enough point to wrap things up anyway. I don't know if I did anything wrong here, but I guess I'll be curious to see where this goes from this point on. The controls are very odd here, since we're looking on at like a 45-degree angle. So when I hit down, I walk at like a diagonal to the wall. Well, not to the wall, but to the camera anyway. So that's very confusing. But anyway, I'm very curious to see where this goes. I'll be happy to come back and visit this again in the future. Let me know what you think, of course, if you'd like to, and feel free to try this right in your browser as well. I'll put a link in the description. There are 2 download links, too, for a Mac and a PC version, but I wasn't able to get the PC version to run. It seemed like it still had some of the packing set up for the Mac version for whatever reason. So maybe, I don't know if that's just an error or whatnot, but... feel free to report back. Let me know what you think about this one. If you're able to find anything particularly cool or clean up the spaceport, let me know that as well. I'd like to meet more characters, and I really like the idea of finding out more about what's going on in this world, because it seems very strange and rather unique as well. And why do I have a skull following me? I want to know. A lot of answers still yet to be answered. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like on it. I'll be back again tomorrow for another episode, so I look forward to bringing you another one then. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope you have a fantastic night. Talk to you all later.